evening, everybody. Yes, it's good to have you all in class today. Um, and I'm grateful for every one of you, for your patience, most importantly. So thank you so much for coming. Um, it's very important that we would take this fundamental very seriously, and that we start with this. With this, okay. Please let me know if you can hear me in the comment section. I want to be sure you all can hear me in the comment section. Um, can you all hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Can you all hear me? It's good to be here again. Not that I miss anybody, but yes, after some people drag me on the internet, it's good to be here again. You can barely hear anything. Can you hear me, please? Okay, you can all hear me. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh, beautiful then. Can we start? Can I shoot on? So can I move on? Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. And yes, today we are going to be doing a bit of hands-on like we did the last time, but this time I'll be moving a bit faster. So just hang on with me. I'm trying to use a very profound topic, design thinking, to explain different design processes along different design sectors, like along different curves of design. So yes, I would literally encourage that you stay with me. But before I jump into the design, I want to quickly establish something very quickly. We want to apologize that you got your login to your dashboard late. I know a whole lot of you have gotten your login to your dashboard. We have successfully sent out a bit over 3,500 emails to everybody in the course of the week. If you have not gotten your email, please check again. I want to believe we have exhausted the list available to us. A bit over 3,500. I might not have the exact figures on my head, but I know a bit over 3,500 emails have been sent. Check your spam folder. Check your promotion. Check your socials. Check your inbox. You will find it there. And we got a lot of questions during the week concerning the login processes. Yes, I want to also apologize. If you are seeing inactive, I felt like I was supposed to have a meeting on Discord to explain all of that, but time did not avail me. If your dashboard is showing inactive, here's what you do. Okay, let me show you my screen. Let me see if, yes, let me just show you this. Oh, you demi. Digital. Let me show you my screen so you can see it from here. So here you see that here is active. On my screen is showing active here. Now, if you'd come to your settings system, if you ever uncheck this and uncheck this, you notice it shows inactive. We want to believe that what makes you part of us, or what makes you part of the community, or what makes you part of this learning process is once you agree to this. Once you agree to this, this proves that you are part of us. So I'm sorry I should have explained this earlier. I really do apologize. That one of the ways to move this from inactive to active is to just come here and click you agree, and come here also to the strike action and click you to the code of honor and click that you agree. And then if you do that, you see it becomes active. automatically. So always take note of that piece. Take note of that piece. And if you at any point in time log in, we strongly encourage you to come to your settings and adjust your phone number. Please always go there and adjust your phone number. Settings and email, adjust your phone number. We'll be grateful for you to do that, so that if you update your phone number from that end, we will see it on our own end that it is updated. So if there's no phone number there, it means we don't have your phone number, and we strongly encourage you to please update your details so we would have it on our database updated. We want to apologize. Things are not fully developed here yet. I'm fully aware of it. But one thing I want to plead for is that the people working on this day in, day out also have their work. So it's seeming like a lot of work having to come back here while they are done with their work in their respective places. So please bear with us. Bear with us. This graph is meant to be active, not yet active. The graph is still a dummy graph. The good thing now is that all of this is pulling from your data. The task, the modules, the evaluation, and the courses is pulling from your data. So I want you to take note of that. And also this is very important. This part is very critical because at some point during the course, your learning process will be tracked just with this student serial number. That's the meaning of the SSN. Your student serial number will be used to track your learning process. And if you check, a lot of things are still not yet functional. We know. We are working on it. We are really, really working on it. This is really a very, very big interface that is being worked upon, and it's taking a whole lot of time. A whole lot of time. The original intention was that it will have been perfected before we shoot you the emails, but we realized that if we are waiting for these things to be perfect, we will take forever. So progress over perfection. Progress over perfection. We really, really do apologize. Your courses, they are all active, yes, but not updated. If you check here and if you check the modules is more than what the description says. We are fully aware of it. We are going to update everything in the coming week. Weekend into the coming week, all of this is going to be perfected. It's a promise. So your modules is going to be fuller than this. Your resources is currently empty, but we are going to be having more resources poured into this place, and then you'll be able to take your evaluation once we are done. The evaluations have been prepared, seriously. So the evaluations are all set. So yes, you are going to be able to take evaluations for each of the courses you register for, and at least for each of the evaluations, at least I think 4 or 5 evaluations per course. And your group, if you come, if you click on any of the group, you'll be able to, any of the groups you registered for, you'll be able to find your group. Any of the courses you registered for, you'll be able to find your group. So we strongly encourage you to, for any of the group you registered for, you'll find everything you need there. We strongly encourage that you would click on any of the group, and I keep going back to the wrong place. And then you'll find your group members there. I know we have a lot of there's a small issue also we are going to be rectifying. So we have a lot of group members in all of these classes. So please, I want to plead with you that hang on with us. In the coming days, a lot of things here are going to be updated. A lot of things here are also buggy. Because I'm a designer and I'm friends with a lot of developers, I would not deceive you with that statement. A lot of things here are buggy. They are not working as they are expected to, but this is not to diminish the work of my very good friends, Toby, AY. They have done incredibly well and Maiwa, but this is to encourage you that we are fully aware of what is going on. We are not blind to it, and day in, day out, we are working on it to squash all of the bugs and to ensure this is perfected. There's still a lot that is coming in on the dashboard that is going to be perfected. So yes, please just bear with us. A lot of these things are going to be updated in the coming days. So please just bear with us. I'm just letting you know that we have you at heart. For each of the courses, they are close with your data or your learning curve. We are as intentional with you as though you pay 300,000 each. So please, we want you to also behave like it. Be diligent with tasks, with classes, and with your group work. Again, I said, we apologize. This is not our culture. It just so happens that close to 4,000 persons is a lot of number. But we are not shying away from this. It doesn't mean we are going to reduce the quality of the work we are giving out. It only means that we are going to reevaluate it and keep pushing out quality work. So once again, I want to say thank you for your understanding. A lot of things are not perfect too. We are going to work on it. I personally want to appreciate my friends, Oluwatobi Bamigbade, Ayobami Gbedaramola, and Daudu Maiwa, who have been working day and night over this work. Yes, thank you, Sir Ugo, for the compliment. We are grateful for that. Thank you so much. I want to thank those 3 developers. They have been the ones sitting on this work day in, day out. When they are done with their respective places of work, they come back at night, over the night, they start squashing bugs, start normalizing data and doing all of the things. I just sleep and wake up. I don't even know what's going on. So a big thank you to all of them, and I'm grateful for that. So yes, I wanted to really talk on this, that I know a lot of you are finding difficulties also on mobile and on tablets. You may be having one or two difficulties. I promise you, like they have promised me, that this weekend into next week, the dashboard is going to be perfected. Your evaluation is going to be accessible. Evaluation backend has been done already, and the content is going to be updated. The Samuel Babalola is helping us with the content. He's the one who made the typos earlier. So if you ever see him online, please drag him, not me. Thank you. So yes, he's the one responsible for all the content, and for each and everyone responsible. I'm just using this opportunity to say a very big shout out to them. They make the work easy on me. So yes, now that I've explained everything going on, I'm very certain that we can move on. Let me just quickly show you this part. Yes, you can join the oh, beautiful. Toby has implemented this. I don't even know if it's Toby or Maiwa. You can join the Discord channel directly from here. So if you just click on that from this your dashboard, you have the link. That is for a lot of persons who are not able to join the Discord channel. You have the link to join the Discord channel in your dashboard here. So when you click on it, you can join the Discord channel straight here. So you can just accept invite and then continue to Discord. You can open it on browser, or if you have it installed. So we just made this possible for a whole lot of persons who were not able to join earlier because the link to join expired. We will constantly keep updating this link so it will never have to expire at all. We'll be on the lookout for this. So you can only join the Discord back in if you didn't join the Discord just from your dashboard. So you can always come here and then you'd be able to join the Discord from here. So take note of this. Here is the calendar. This calendar is going to become active. Become active in the sense that for every day we're having classes, or every instances we're having classes, the calendar will pop up with notification here. So you get to know the class going on a certain date. But if you want to have a full view of the class going on, you have to click on this place. So this is your calendar, this is your classes, and then when you click on it, you can, everything here too is going to be updated. You can scroll through and just connect directly. Even if you have not taken any of the class, anytime you click on connect, it would target blank, open another screen for you where the videos are located. I hope you see it. It will just take you to where the video for that stuff is located. I hope you get that part. So that's what makes it flexible. You don't have to, you can only rewatch it by just coming here to click connect. Once you click on connect, it will take you to any of the videos that we have done, and then you'll be able to watch it directly just from your dashboard. So that's the original intention. So if I click connect here, maybe general introduction or colors and typography, if I click that here, you'd see that you'd see everything you need to see here. If I come here and click general introduction, you'd see everything you need to see here on general introduction. I don't know who this person is, by the way, but yes, you get the idea. Let's move on. So yes, you'll keep seeing everything you want to. So we are going to update everything on this section before this week runs out and into the coming week. Everything here is going to become really, really active. And I just thought to give you a quick guide. And another thing you will take note of is that you will notice that your notification is not yet active. Yes, the notification is being set up. And when it is done, once you click on it, you get to know any major announcement. If you miss any announcement on your Discord channel, you always find it here. We are working on this. This part here, you always find it here. So that way, if you want to avoid the noise or the free chat room, you always find important updates here in this section. There will be an overlay that shows you everything here. And another thing I want to quickly talk about is here. Here, you see this course shows introduction to design. This is just one out of 5 courses you took. View certificate. Now, let me quickly explain this. We do not want to we don't want the whole learning to be turned down to a pursuit, an endless, mindless pursuit just to get certified. The certification is just certificate of participation, not proficiency. We are not vouching for anybody that this person is already good. No. We are listening that this person partook in a class that we organized online, and we can attest to it that because this person partook in this class, there are basic things that this person should know because this person took evaluation and he passed. So at the end of the day, it's a certificate of participation, not of proficiency. The certificate is just to identify that you're a part of this class, nothing more, and it's to help you further in your journey of design. That's it. But if you notice, this is 1 over 5, but it is not. Oh, sorry, he has even worked on it. I didn't know he has worked on it. Miwa has worked on it. Oh, beautiful. I'd better say a very big thank you after the class. Shout out to Miwa and Toby and AY. These 3 guys have been making life easy. So they have even worked on it, I didn't know. Yeah, I was thinking it's still static. Yes. So I promise you I don't know what is going on this screen. I just give them the Figma file and say, please run the development. So yes, this is it. The course here shows the timeline, the number of modules and number of evaluations. For every evaluation you have taken, this place is going to be updated. Everything here is going to be updated. Another thing I want you to take note of is that the course that shows introduction to design is fundamental of design. Everything here is going to be updated. So all of this here is going to show the number of courses you are taking, which is 5. If you are taking just one, most likely you just see 1 on your dashboard. And it's good that I quickly establish that very quickly, that your certificate can be viewed now because you are not done. So let me move on. Another thing I wanted to understand is that some people said that when they registered just for one course. That's why they're just seeing one course here. And some people registered for the whole of the 5 courses. They are seeing 5 courses. So the data is being pulled based on the number of courses you registered for. And that's very important. If you register for 4 courses, you are just going to be seeing 4. If you register for 3, you are just going to be seeing 3. If you register for 1, you are just seeing 1. Another thing I want you to take note of is that if you want to add courses, AY has promised me, together with Toby, that in the coming week, not this weekend, but the coming week, they are going to make it possible that when you come to your course, other courses, when you click on other courses, which was originally meant for something else, something more advanced that is to come in end of the year, as in proper advanced courses meant to come in end of the year, that they are going to add the other courses. These other courses is going to be available in the courses you do not register for is going to be available in other courses. So you just click and then add it to my courses, and then it will appear here. That is going to be on this tab. Once you click and add it, it will appear here. It's already in the works. For people who did not add, I think there's a feedback, sorry. Yes, for people who did not add this to their existing course, and if you want to take it away, there's going to be a button here that says that remove course. So any course you click on, when you click on it, there will be a checkbox. Any course you click on, then you can remove the course. If you, at any point in time, you feel like this course is too much or this course is too demanding, you want to take it out, yes, please, you can always take it out. So that is already in the works. It's going to come with an update. Possibly towards the end of next week, that's going to be initiated. But nonetheless, because all courses are accessible from here, you can always take the courses from here. You can always join classes from here or follow up classes from here. And resources are going to be poured in here very shortly. They are already being curated. Resources that most likely we can't cover in this class are already being poured in here. And they're already being curated. The same thing applies to your task. Personal task, group task, they are currently empty. They are, Samuel is helping us with the content for that. Personal task for each of the courses. If you check under my task, under fundamental of designs, personal task, we are going to load this place. Group task will always be more than personal task, be rest assured, because we are going to be swamping with a lot of work that we expect you to work together as a team to work on, to execute it. So yes, personal task, group task are currently empty under each of them. So always know that for each of the courses you are taking, you have personal task poured in and group task poured in. Very shortly, they are going to be populated. So I think I've done a proper run through for all of these things. It's quite simple. The interface was intentionally designed to be simple, to be used by anybody easily. This is meant to track your use of the site, which is not active yet. This is just a dummy site. This is just a dummy graph, which is not active yet. It's just to show us how much time you spend on our interface, which is what we don't want to blindly use it as your time of learning. We just want to use it as time spent on our interface, possibly going through your resources or reading up something that will put here in the task. So that's what this graph is going to be really evaluating for us. So yes, I think this is generally everything you need to know about the website. If you want to update your avatar, you can always come and do that. In fact, I'm strongly encourage you to come and update your avatar, so we can know who we are dealing with over time. Or possibly if you are a Twitter friend, you can just update what you are using, so I can easily recognize you and your name. So yes, like I said, this is going to be very active in the coming days, because we have a lot of notifications, important notifications to pull out. So Discord is becoming too noisy. This place is going to account for it. So thank you very much. Now that I've explained everything going on here, I think I can move on to what we are about today. Today is so let me take this out. I think you can project my screen, not my external screen. My thank you so much. Thank you, precious. Super grateful. Yes. So today we are talking about design thinking process, and I really want to go into the practical aspect, but I will not be fair without explaining the theoretical part. The theoretical part starts with one word. Oh, sorry, yes, it has been corrected. The theoretical sound starts with one word, empathize. And to empathize with your user means a lot of things. Um, to empathize primarily means that you put yourself in the position of the user, in their context and how will they use it. Now, most of the time when we say empathize, I think people have made this mistake of always thinking that when I say empathize, or when we say empathize, or generally when you say empathize, you're talking about UI UX. When you say empathize, you're literally talking about how people use things. And it sometimes means physical products, not just digital products. We also mean physical products. To empathize with your user means it affects how you design. Literally how you design. So what I'm trying to say in essence is quite simple. I don't want to take into UX, but when you say empathize, you are literally starting with UX. UX is user experience. UX is user experience. User experience is the foundation of everything. Now, when we say user experience, people have this, I don't want to call it error, but this natural tendency to think user experience primarily just relates to UI UX. User experience is literally everything that has to do with the consumption of information or the use of a product. Everything that has to do with the experience of people with your product is user experience. And I think that that balance needs to be struck as quick as possible. Granted, I'm not a UX professional. There are people who are core UX professional who would be better suited to explain this further, and we are hoping that one of them will join very shortly to explain in the coming days everything that UX has to offer and everything that it entails. But the first thing when you talk about design thinking is to empathize, and that is very important that we establish it over and again. Empathizing with your user means you are putting yourself in their shoes. Now, for example, if I start a design, I want to quickly jump into design and start. Let me start a design on Illustrator. And before I even go into Illustrator, I want to quickly explain that over again. Now, let me quickly establish this. Everything we are saying, I hope some of you are jotting or coming back to the video to watch, because they are actually going to be coming as an evaluation. And the evaluation is not going to spare anybody. The evaluation is going to be thick, down to the less details you do not expect. We are going to talk about it. We are going to mention it. The evaluation is going to be very thick and thorough. So please, try to listen to everything I'm saying. Come back to the watch, take notes, and regurgitate. I'm talking to users. There are people among us that are meant to be teaching. In fact, if they are actually, I'm not meant to be here. There are people among us, you are not my target audience. I'm talking to people who are actually just learning, and people who are just more or less like a refresher course for them. So yes, there's every need for you to empathize. When I mean empathize, what am I saying? Empathize means putting yourself in your user's shoe. I want to quickly run through the theory. The document is going to be made available after, but I want to quickly run through the theory. And when I do, and I'm going to be coming back to design. So there are actually important things to take note of when it comes to design thinking processes. And that is, the first thing I mentioned is to empathize. The second thing I mentioned is to define, ideate, prototype, and test. But that is like the general overview when it comes to user interface design. I hope it's not echoing. I've been seeing some people mention it's starting to echo. This generally applies to user interface design, but generally there's a broader approach to design thinking process that I want us to take note of. And that one explains that design is not just that simple form of empathize, define, and build upon it, iterate, and deliver. But it's trying to establish that when it comes to design thinking process, it is a process to problem solve. It's a creativity-driven process. Sorry, I'm slacking. It's a creativity-driven process, a process to problem solve, and a methodology. So those three key things define how design thinking process can be approached. Now, caveat, there's always a bigger process to things. Every day I read on blogs about design, I get to realize that every time I get to see these things and I think I've understood them, I've just gotten to a phase. There's a higher phase. So nothing we are saying here is absolute, comprehensive enough to be called an absolute truth. So the more you establish, the more you become established in design, the more you research, the more you read, you get to realize that there's a wider scope to everything. There's a wider scope to everything. So yes, there's always an attribute to design. Now let me just quickly go through all of this. There's always an attribute to design thinking. And what are the attributes? Ambiguity, constructive approach to designing, curiosity, empathy, an holistic approach to bringing all your information together. Iterative, meaning that you always have to go over the design again and correct it. Non-judgmental. You are not trying to project an idea that is in favor or not in favor of any class of person or group of person, or that is in support of the ideology of the designer or not. So it is also open-minded. Open-minded in that it is sector, platform, orientation agnostic. Any kind of person, any kind of sector, any kind of place should be able to understand what you are trying to say. Very clear, very succinct, and in very straightforward manner. You remove all the fluff. So those are the attributes: ambiguity, collaborative, constructive, curiosity, empathy, holistic, iterative, non-judgmental, and open mindset. Like, those are the key components of a design thinking process. Now there are also characteristics of a design thinker. Characteristics of a design thinker, which I also want to quickly mention is their focus on human values. They create clarity from complexity. That is very important. Number one, they are focused on human values. They create clarity from complexity. They get experimental and experiential. Yes, when you say experimental, you are talking about people who are just starting out. When you say experiential, you are talking about people who have been at this for a long time. They are very experimental, and they are also very experiential. Now, because it's very important that I strike a balance at this juncture. When you say they are very experimental, you are talking about people who are just starting out. When you say they are very experiential, you are talking about people who have been at design for a long time. But it is very good that a veterinarian designer, someone who has been designing for a long time, should have the mindset of a beginner. That way your design is always fresh and evergreen. You don't get stereotyped. You don't get rusty. People don't see your design and be like, is this guy that did it? There's no way he can come out of this mode. These are his attributes and things like that. While that's not entirely bad, it may not also entirely be good. It may show a lack of innovation or creativity, which is not good for a designer. So yes, you should be a good balance of both, a very good sound balance of experience and experiment. As much as I'm experienced, I'm not willing to start from scratch experimentally. And as much as I experiment a lot, I'm not taking away the knowledge I've accumulated over the years, or through learning, or through experience, which is experiential. So those two are very important for a designer. You must be experienced, you must also be experimental. Try new things. You shouldn't always just follow head mentality or lay down rules. As long as you're not breaking things or inventing a wheel, it's perfectly fine. Now, they collaborate across boundaries. That's another characteristics. They don't show bias towards action. They don't tell bias towards action, actually. They emphasize action. They don't just talk. They are not people who are swamped with a lot of talk. They prioritize action over talk. So they don't have bias. They don't tell bias towards action. That's the actual thing. They are very mindful of process too. They don't jump processes. There's a caveat to it. I know designers who are incredibly good. My voice is low, please. I know designers who are incredibly good, but jump processes. But I'm not saying you should jump process. I'm only saying that there are times where process sometimes become an hindrance. So yes, this is more or less for the mature designers. Let me say that. No offense to anybody. And I'm not trying to segregate the people who are just learning, but there are instances where processes sometimes is an obstruction. Get on with the work, ship it out. If there's a need for correction, bring it in. Not that sometimes the process now becomes an obstruction. But you understand this when you actually start to work on a team or work with a team. You sometimes realize that you have more meetings than actual designs. It's terrible. Yes, avoid it. Avoid it at all costs. Thank you. It's like a meeting black hole. You just keep meeting, and then real work is not being done. So yes, another thing that I want you to take note of design processes is that there are things you should take note of, which is attempt a comparison of process stage, which is understand the process, understand the problem, observe users, interpret the results, generate ideas, prototype and experiment, test, implement, and improve. And moving on, methods. Okay, now I want to slow down because what I'm saying may be a bit the key word here is it may be a bit too theoretical for application, but that's why I want to quickly go over this so I can jump into what I'm saying. I can bring you into the practical aspect of all of these things. And I dare say that we may have a rerun of this class because I want to explain all of this now while you have read the document. So once the document is available, we may retake this class so I can explain this practically. Okay, so let me move on, please. Another thing I want to mention about is the methods of design thinking processes. Observe users, that is empathy. Empathy is to observe your users. Another thing you should take note of is point of view. That is, synthesize, interpret the results. I won't go too deep because I want you to read documents. And then another thing is ideate, generating ideas, ideation processes. Ideation processes. I don't know if you have ever been in a multinational industry or company, you'll notice they have something called ideation room. There's something always called ideation room or ideation process, but more or less ideation room. Ideation room is like a closed space. Some people use open space sometimes, but on the walls you see sticky notes on the wall. Sticky notes on the wall with different different comments, different ideas. Sometimes they'll do something like, oh, we want to launch a new product. If we want to launch a new product, sometimes it's not, let me start from the ground. They'll say something like, for example, I worked on a project that is a dry cleaning project, that is an application, and someone says that, oh, what would make me want to stop using a physical dry cleaner, and why would I want to stop using a physical dry cleaner? Or if I would go further back, I would say, what are the problems I have using a physical dry cleaner? One of the problems I've always had using a physical dry cleaner is time. They don't give me time to come and collect the clothes. Maybe that might be my own problem. Another problem I could have is that my dry cleaners are like my tailors. Most of them lie. Like, it's part of the job description. If they tell you to come on Tuesday, go on Thursday. Especially if the dry cleaner is a renowned dry cleaner. How do I explain it? Lying is part of their process delivery. If they tell you come on Thursday, you just add 2 extra days to it. By the time you go on Thursday, you hear things like, you all are in Nigeria together. I remember one of the dry cleaners I was using, when I went to meet him, I asked him about my clothes. He said, didn't I hear the news about National Grid? That is collapsing now, and collapsing means that everybody's business is collapsing too. That I should come back. So I'm just saying that delivery time is an issue. Another thing is delivery. The issue of always having to go to meet a dry cleaner that is far away is not always palatable. So I'm always looking for a dry cleaner close by. But another thing is that if there's a dry cleaner that can always handle logistics at a very affordable price for me, I would actually prefer that. Another thing about dry cleaners I would like is that maybe a repeatable process. If the dry cleaner can realize that, okay, I come to dry clean every 2 weeks, possibly he can always come by himself. All of that can be converted into a process because they are repeatable. They are like patterns you have noticed from everything I've mentioned. Everything I've mentioned, if I were in an ideation room, I would have put it down in a sticky note. Can I get a sample of a sticky note so I can show you what I mean? I'll have put it down in a sticky note to show you what it looks like. So if I know there's a sticky note around there, I'm just lazing about trying to get one. Putting it in a sticky note, you see it around the world where people talk about the problem that they have experienced over time, and then from the problem you can extrapolate a very plausible solution. If the solution is something that is like a pattern to everybody's problem, it becomes a process that can be converted into an application. So ideation process follows that rule, that start with the problem. What is the problem? What is the recurrent problem you can highlight? That is a line you can draw across everybody. Now from there, what is a plausible solution that we can get? Is that solution a one-time solution or a solution that can become recurrent, a solution that can answer all of this problem respectively? If that is possible, we convert it to a structure or a process flow. From there, we can have an application, because from there, you can design a structure of a recurring solution for people's problem. No matter how varied the problem is, you can create a flexible structured process. Flexible structured process means that you can have if cases. I'm going too deep, I'm sorry. You can have, sorry, I hope I'm not sounding like a lecturer. I hope I'm not sounding too abstract. These things are actually very, very relatable if I were actually on Figma. But I don't want to jump into Figma yet. I want to start with something you all don't know that we actually meant to apply design thinking on, which is poster design. Something as basic as poster design, I meant to apply design thinking on it. So yeah, so let's move on. From there you have prototype. Prototyping, which is experimenting. Prototyping has become very, very easy these days because it's, by reason of the advancements in the design tools we use, it gives you a near real-life feel of the application even before developing it. So it saves you cost of engineering while making you experience what it looks like if it were a finished product. So it saves you cost because it allows decision making as early as possible, as quick as possible, while saving engineering cost and time. So that's the advantage of prototyping. Instead of going full-blown, asking for a MVP, you can literally prototype. Yes, some people use a prototype to validate whether the MVP is market ready or not. Let's not go in that direction fully. But yes, prototype is that good. They are that good at showing what the app will look like, and also for generating investor confidence and trust deposit. But this class is not for market runway. We are not dealing with all of that. So yeah, we also have test and improve. Test and improve is, oh, thank you very much. Someone has gotten us a sticky note. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, I believe everybody knows what a sticky note is. Um, so yes, another thing I want to mention is that test and improve. This applies to, yes, I'm careful not to go advanced, but there's something called versioning. I know people don't talk about it on the internet. I rarely see tweets like that. Sorry, I'm active more on Twitter than Instagram. I really apologize. Yes, I'm active on both places. Thank you. Yes, another thing I want to mention is versioning. We don't talk about versioning like we're meant to. When you design, it doesn't end here. Because you are going to test and improve, you are going to have what is called version. That's why sometimes when you install an application on your splash screen, for people, beginners like me who are here, splash screen is the first screen you are seeing carrying the logo before you see your onboarding screen. Onboarding screen is introducing you to the app or asking you for your details, whichever of that is the onboarding screen. So your splash screen shows the version. The version explains that, oh, you are on a more advanced build than the previous build. So test and improve in a simpler terminology, analogy means versioning. Versioning also means that after you empathize, you realize that, oh, if you remember vividly, yes, that's correct, versioning. You are correct, please. If you remember vividly, you are correct, Emmanuel Oladipupo Johnson. If you remember vividly, Pinterest search button rather, was located up. But after they iterated and did a lot of research, they realized that touch zone, oh God, can I get a phone? Can I get anybody's phone to show? Yes, so so this is a phone. This is not a, sorry, Oluwatobi Kayode, this is not a UI UX class. I really apologize. I'm going to be, I'm just trying to cut across all designs while I'm explaining design thinking process. This is also foundational, even for poster design. And I'm coming to show you why I said for poster design. For poster design, it is more of a show than a tell. But for UI UX class, it's more of a tell and show. It has to go together. But for poster design, I'll have to actually show you. That's why before I jump into it, I want to explain this. Now, like as I was saying, this is literally foundational. It applies to all kinds of design, literally. So yes, let me move on. This is a phone. Definitely, it's not a pile of brick. This is a phone. But when a lot of application builders and developers realize that sorry, someone said, so with versioning, do designers use Git? Ose Benson. No, when I mean versioning necessarily doesn't have to do with Git. Yes, designers can use GitHub. Actually, GitHub is not just meant for developers. Even if you are a literature person, you can use GitHub. GitHub is not just for developers, though it's used by developers a lot. If you're a designer, you can use GitHub. This class doesn't cover using GitHub as a designer per se. So yes, you can read up on that or watch a YouTube tutorial on that. Yes, so versioning is literally has to do with the versions of your application. Version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4. If you check Edge browser now is on version 100. I hope you know. Your Edge browser now is on version 100 and there are updates that come with that. Your Firefox browser also, together with Edge browser, has a new version. So it's just to let you know that any application, any interface, everything people use comes with a different version, a better version, because they keep taking on information from the user. They keep taking information from the user. They keep taking data from the user. That data helps them iterate, improve, and they become more effective and efficient with their service delivery. So what I wanted to say earlier is that if you check closely, before, a lot of search bars and search buttons, rather search icons, were found in the top part of your screen. But as they realized that phones became bigger, literally phones became bigger. If you remember vividly, iPhones were not this big. Yeah, just like Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. Yes, Emmanuel, that's on a larger scale. That's versioning on a larger scale, but yes, you are correct. You are correct. That's versioning on a larger scale, Emmanuel Oladipupo Johnson. You are correct, but that's versioning on a larger scale, yes. So versioning even for human beings, we keep having a better version of ourselves every day. Like updates, perfect, yes. Updates, yes. So updates, some updates are, thank you, Chukuditochi. Some updates are incremental, while some updates are complete overall. And some updates are pivotal, while some updates are in the same line as they were coming from before. So yes, there are different kind of updates. I don't want to go too abstract or theoretical with this class. That's why I'm being careful by not branching left and right. But please just hang on with me. All of these things has been prepared in form of a test anyway. So please, yes. Now let me move on. Because phones were not this big, it was a easy one-handed device, meaning that I could handle this phone with my hand. The touch zone were literally the whole of the screen. Sorry, can I get an iPhone mini? Anybody here using a mini? I don't know if the image is close. No. Can I get the images phone? I know he's using 12 mini. I want to show you something very quickly. I just showed you an iPhone which is really, really big. This is big, but this is still not big. I don't think we have held on to a Pro version before. Pro versions, I don't know, those things look like, if they stone you with it, it's a shortcut to wherever you are going next. It had better be a good place anyway. So yes, phones just drastically became big, and because they became big, it means that UX became an issue. UX became an issue, meaning that touch zone, which is interaction sections or interaction area. This is not a UI UX class, by the way. Just slow down with me. This is not a UI UX class, but slow down with me. I'll be showing you the difference between these two. Thank you, Dimeji. So please, I want to show you. You are looking at two phones here. This is, in fact, look at the difference. This is iPhone 12 mini. This is iPhone 11. And I want you to see look at how they compare in size. Like that size is just way apart. Like look at it. So because they literally are different in sizes, this is more easily a one-handed device. I could literally handle this easily with one hand. It might not be easy for me to handle this easily with one hand. I might literally end up typing like this. While for this, it becomes easy, except for ease. This is easy to handle like this. Now, because of this, it is good to understand what is called interaction zone. Interaction zone is where this thumb covers effortlessly. Of course, I'm not taking you too deep, but it's good I establish design thinking processes as early as possible. So the people who will take UI UX will not have to go through all of this from ground up. Even if they would, it will not be too deep. Now, see the area of where my hand is covering here? From the back, you can guess. Look at the area this thumb is going to cover from here. Barely can my hand go beyond a quarter of the screen up. If you take this to 3 parts, barely can my hand go beyond the second part. Except my hand is really big, and accounting for various hand sizes mean that you will have to find a very good balance. But look at go well above the second quarter of the screen. But compare that with this. Now, because of interaction zone, sorry, my hands keep going that in left and right. It is very important that we establish from the foundation the design thinking process. Interaction zone became important. The areas where your thumb can effectively cover. That's why a lot of buttons, clicking things is always brought down. If you are dealing with anybody's application and the buttons are suspended up because there's no space down, that person is not obeying the laws of interaction zone. I'm sorry, I can say that confidently. Interaction zone, that's why navigation also was brought down. A lot of navigation was removed from just side sheets to tab navigation at the base. And a lot of search buttons were removed from the top to the base. Your search input field will always appear at the top, but your input keyboard, which is your input section, is always at your interaction zone. Please always remember, at your interaction zone. And it's not something you really want to sidestep or jump. The thinking process, I promise you, we are going to load you with articles that are close to they're equivalent to a library of information on UX, design processes, design thinking processes. Articles on nuanced things around design you should always cater for, especially if you are sure you want to be a designer whose design will be shipped. If you know you don't just want to keep doing personal projects and putting them on the internet for likes. If you really are going to do designs that are going to be shipped, that are going to be used by human beings, you really don't want to skip the resource page for design thinking process. Please, I'm begging you, I'm going to be putting my personal library there. So we are quite intentional with it. We don't want you to say that you took classes from us and then you are doing shitty design. I will deny you. If you tag me, I won't tag myself. I'll just come under your tweet and say that I promise you I do not know you. So yes, so I want to say, yes, let me quickly move on from this so it will not reduce to a UI UX class. And the major wants to get his phone back. Thank you all for the phone you gave me. Thank you so much. Water, please. Yes, the next thing I want to talk about is there are other things around design thinking processes that should not be overlooked, should not be downplayed, which is something as important as storytelling. People don't know storytelling is part of design. Storytelling is not marketing business, it's a designer's business. Of course, you don't have to be a very good storytelling designer, but at least work with someone who is very good at storytelling. A UX researcher or a content creator. It can make or mar your design. It could literally be the difference between how incredibly good your design is or not. I'd wanted to show you a design that Abel did. Abel, who took class the last time, a very good friend, who came around, someone who I'm very grateful for. He did a design, he's popular for sapele water on Twitter, and chicken. I think, yeah, he did a chicken design. What made that design bang other than the color was the storytelling behind it. You can check on him on Twitter. I think we'll post his handle so you can check up on him on Twitter. You can go through his media and see the designs he has done. So you validate at the time. Storytelling can be the difference between your design flying with the populace or not. So storytelling is very, very profound. It's usually not said outside. A lot of things are still not a lot of things have not been said in this class. Caveat: they are meant for more advanced classes. That's why if you check your course, you see other courses that are locked that you can't access yet. They are meant for more advanced classes. Yes, we have not talked about internationalization of design yet. It's not for this class. Not for this class. So yes, please. Storytelling is very key, very crucial, very critical, and do not belittle it. So in the subsequent class we are going to be having, after you have gone through the material we're going to be shooting to you, we are now going to be taking the practical aspect, especially when you start your UI UX. You realize that we're not just jumping into Figma. There's a lot of things that has to happen before we jump into Figma. We don't just want to do beautiful screens. A lot of you here can do beautiful screens already. We want to do thoroughly intelligent, beautifully put together screens. That's what we want to do. But before that, another thing I want to talk about is multidisciplinary approach to designing. This is important, especially if we are talking about being able to empathize. This is very important before I wrap it up and then jump into the real design. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you for the compliment, Badamosi Abdullahi. And I'm grateful, I don't take that for granted. I'm not going to be a lecturer, sorry, it won't happen. Lecturers don't make big money. I want to be a tech bro. And I'm working towards it every day. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. So let me look at my screen. Thank you. Yes, so another thing that we should take note of is multidisciplinarity in design. People don't talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. And to be fair, I don't mind being misinterpreted, but the truth is that you really don't want to just know one design and know it well. You should have depth, but please have width too. You should cut across everybody. I'm not saying be able to do illustrations, be able to do icon design, be able to do poster design, but have an idea. Having an idea helps you design better in your domain. Even if you have domain-specific knowledge when it comes to design, it is good that you have a generalistic view of what design is. It helps you collaborate better. It helps you design better. Let me say that again. Having a generalistic view, a bird's eye view of design entirely helps you design better, helps you collaborate better. I'm saying this because if you don't, it becomes hard for you to work on a team. If you only know how to do your thing well and you have not worked with other kind of designer, you don't know how other kind of designers use your designs, you have what is called tunnel vision. You don't learn to see things from a bigger perspective. So as much as I'm not encouraging you to be a generalist, I might be asking you for a lot of us might not have that kind of faculty or that kind of build or that kind of mental reserve, which is fine. It's not a bad thing. Some people know one thing and they know it crazy well. They know it deadly well. And that's what makes the world go round, specialization. Economics will tell you that one of the things that has brought development is not just division of labor, but specialization. People are not just being able to take on responsibility, but they have mastered taking up that kind of responsibility. So you have what is called human capital development from there. And from human capital development, you are looking at wait, this is not an economic class. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I say human capital development. Please take that away in your head. Thank you. So let's move on. Specialize but have a generalistic view. Know how things work independently. Know how things work collectively. How they fit and sync together is very important. I'm saying that I have friends who do other things, other kind of designs than you do. I have developer friends like a lot. I have designer friends a lot. So I get to see things from other perspective. It's very, very important for you to be able to empathize. And also have photographer friends. People who are very good at taking good shots for designs. It's good. They will help you understand what lighting can do to your design. Good lighting can do to your design. It will go a long way. These things look nuanced, but they are very critical. They are one of the things that make or mar your design and show the difference between a good designer and a great designer. It's good I said this. There's always these little additions they had that make them stand out. Yes, so now that I've done that, I think we can jump right into our design and start designing. Very quickly. Yes, there's an advanced, Olajumoke, yes. There's an advanced paid course that is coming towards the end of the year. That was the course we were meant to run last year. That's the course we were meant to run last year, but we held it down because a lot of activities happened last year and we realized that we don't want to start something we will not be able to finish. So we took our time and made it big, literally big. And because we made it big, we said, wait, don't start with this yet. Because we are saying we should start with this and we shoot it out and say people should come and learn this. The error that will happen is that people who don't know what we are doing now, which is all basic, even the UI UX is still basic, we want to join in to that class. And so we'll be having issues trying to ensure people are carried along. So yes, there's a really, really advanced, and when I mean really, really advanced, I said it with all sense of humility. I don't want to sound as though we have gone so advanced, we have proprietary knowledge we want to share on a paid term. No, it's really, really advanced because some of us have been privileged to ship out products that a lot of persons are using inside and outside Nigeria. We have learned terrible lessons from it, and we are managing products that are used within and outside the country. So those knowledge put together made us realize that there's something about design that we did not cater for, especially when it comes to internationalization of design that needs to be understood. There's something about human beings and design bias. What design looks like on your screen, fine and all, beautiful, post it, you get 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 likes, people call you bad as designer. But if it actually goes to production, it's trash. The developer shoots it out and gives you pixel for pixel. By the time you actually interact with it, you realize you did something incredibly out of tune with use, with engagement. It is terrible UX. Think of Amazon. Not fine, but functional. Another thing you should also consider is, we also want you to consider is designing for print. Designing for print. Designing for print is not just digital designs. How do you move a design from being digital to actually being printed? How do you maintain color separation? How do you design considering the technology the printer has? Some printers are using, what's it called? A color draw, yes, and they do plate printing, not DI. If they even, some people even use DI, don't use full color. Yes, all of those little printing terminologies and printing knowledge is going to come into, so all of the things we are taking you, there's still an advanced version of it. When I mean advanced, to production. For example, the UI/UX course we are going to be taking you is not going to be developed. You are not dealing with a real product or project, but the one we are going to be doing next, which is a paid course, we are literally shipping a product that is going to Google Play. The website you are going to be working on is going to be a website with a public address, www. It's going to be accessible by everybody. List of people who worked on it per group is going to be available when you go to the reference page. So you are not doing a design that is going to end up in your folder. You are doing a design that you can add to your portfolio, but it's going to be acknowledged that you worked on that design while you are taking a course. So it's a two-way thing. The paid course is going to account for your portfolio because the designs you are doing are going to be shipped live, while the design is also public property for your group. Every group member can put it on their portfolio that we worked on this. But we worked on this in collaboration with this also and this also and this also person. And it's also good for your resume because you can say that proves that you're a good team member, and while you worked on social team, these are the valuable contributions you make that were critical and crucial to the execution of social design. Of course, I'm not teaching you how to write your resume, but you know what to put. So the designs you are going to be doing in the practical class are going to be a bit more thorough because they are all going to be shipped live. You are going to interact with your design live, and then whether it is good or bad, that will be on you. After you have all done the classes. And that's where your student serial number becomes really, really functional, because anybody who pays on your behalf, if you get sponsors, the sponsors get an email trigger of your student serial number. They can track your progress, see how you are performing, see the number of tasks you have done, see whether you are going ahead of the class or you are slacking, see your learning curve, your learning period. Let me not take the whole class explaining another class. So yes, the paid class is going to be like a boot camp, because it's going to be having the online version and physical version. We have prepared rooms downstairs for physical classes. So it's going to be two-way, physical classes, online classes. People can come down to Ibadan, take physical class, online classes. People can come down to Ibadan. You will sleep and wake up to your worst nightmare. You will literally look at me and you'll be like, guy, I'm unfollowing you. Interning cost, yes, we are being considerate. That's why we have not done our cost evaluation yet of what it will take to house close to 100%, put them in front of 6-7 screens every day in, day out, and also have, someone was even saying that we could have midnight classes. I said, no, don't kill people's children, please. Let them not hear your name on the internet and curse you. Yes, so yes, we want to run a thorough, proper product studio design class. Product studio means not just product design, every design you can think of, for at least 2 months. You'll be in Ibadan for at least 2 months. Your feeding will be catered for, shelter is going to be catered for. Your guardians will know you are here with us, because we want to avoid any issue at all, especially people who are not old enough. So when that goes on, you are going to be standing, not before me, before my friends. People are going to be coming down from Kaduna, I promise you. You'll be standing for most of the big guns you see on the internet. They will come down, they will take classes. People you can relate to, who are your friends, show them your project, show them your portfolio, ask them what's wrong, even critique their own design, if you are bold enough. And so that's in the work. But our target is towards the end of this year. You are literally going to be doing Christmas in front of a screen, and possibly before the new year begins. So that one is going to be certificate of proficiency, because you will not stay with us 2 months and nothing will happen to you. We'll take you to the river next and wash your head. That will be the only solution. 2 months, but before we start that 2 months, it's important we take this class. This class means know these basic fundamentals, know these basic things, so that by the time you are coming to take the other paid class, you are not dragging us back to this. We would always refer you back to this. So that other class is going to be like a continuation of these classes, but this time paid, this time both physical and online, and this time more thorough, because people are going to be dedicating a whole 2 months of their life to ensuring that you know what design actually can do. So let's move on. So let's design. Sorry I took time to explain so much. So let's start designing. For example now, for poster design most times, please, I think you can show my screen. Thank you. I want to drink water. I think you can clear my screen. I'm done drinking water, sir. You may not need it again. Thank you. So for poster design, most times people don't account for readability, and it's a big issue, because I've seen a lot of poster designs. I wanted to show you an example, but Toby is going to handle this thoroughly, because Toby is going to be taking you Photoshop. He's going to be taking you contrast and legibility in design, and that's something we don't want to joke with. For example, sometimes if I'm to do a design and I say let me just quickly do this. Where's my mouse? Before some people come and drag me again on the internet. My mouse is about to connect. Just give it time, please. Yes, it's connected. Thank you. For example, let's quickly do this. Yes, I would have done poster in Photoshop, or maybe I should. Let me go to Photoshop. Let me go to Photoshop and do the poster. You become incredibly good at some point where, because I'm a minimalist designer, most of my work, poster works, don't need heavy effects. So I can do most of them in Illustrator. But poster work primarily is best done in Photoshop. If you are doing poster work for product companies, for a company with less effect, most of our product companies in Nigeria are doing a lot of effect. Your Illustrator is good enough. But if you are going to be doing a lot of effect, manipulation and stuff, please go to Photoshop. That's what it was designed for. But I want to quickly run For example, a logo. For example, if I want to run a design for, let's say, a network design, which is very common, or a book club design. Let's call it reader. Um, so, okay. I want to do an arbitrary design, but I know that if I do this, people will come back and ask. So let me just go through the proper means. I will come here, click on it, and say, I'm on a 1080 by 1080 screen, so I'll just say 1000 because I want by 1000. And the number is, the number of dividers is, let's say 32 by 32. I want them big, but not too big. 32 by 32, and I say okay. So this is it here. I have this here. Let me just. So this is my grid. I have my grid set. I've logged it. Let me unlock it. So like this, let me just come here and say object view guides, make guide. So I just converted this to a guide, meaning that it's not moving and things can sit on it easily. So this is not a logo class, so please just relax. It's just a very simple logo we want to do because we want to run a poster design. So for example, I could call this the emergence. It's a very simple logo I want to do, and I could just do this. Let me take my boxes. So yes, like I said, this is not the logo class. This is not a logo class, so I don't want anybody. No, this is not Photoshop. This is not Photoshop, please. This is Illustrator. Everything I'm doing here, I'm going to move it from here to. I'm going to move in everything I'm doing here from here to what's it called, to Photoshop. So please just bear with me. So yes, let's quickly, I like this mark. I like this mark. I could just leave this alone, but let me just take this out, bring this again here. Let me continue. I want to just quickly explore further, and then I'm done. I promise you I won't take time. Okay, I think I'll stick to what I just did. I want to see how much flexibility can be born. No, I think I'll just stick to this. So if you ask me what letter am I looking at, I know this looks like, so we could call this, actually what I actually had in my head is, let's say this person is about foreign reserve. So I don't know how many letters, I'm looking at an F, I'm also seeing an R here. I'm looking at both F and R. I don't know how many letters you can see from here, but it's looking like an F. It's also looking like an R. So I'll just say, which was my original intention, foreign, yes, let me say this should be clash. I prefer clash because of the kind of shape we have done. Foreign reserve. Okay, we have this too. So yes, I don't know them. So now that we have the F, we can just quickly. It's nothing serious. It's just a very simple logo we need for the kind of design we want to do next. So it's nothing serious at all, nothing serious whatsoever. So we have this foreign reserve. This is good, I guess. So just adjust this. No, that's not counting. I'm using class grotesque. You will know when to use counting. You know, some fonts. So you see N. Oh, beautiful. Someone is saying they see N. That's good. But actually, I want to do just a simple foreign reserve, and then from there we'll move it into a design, and then I'll show what I'm saying. some people say they are seeing N. That's good. That's good. I like that. I'm not going to stress this too much because I don't want to do it over it. This is good already. Now let's be bold enough to leave it in black and white. Shall we? Are we bold enough to leave it in black and white? Yes, we are. So I'll just take this Command C and I want to open my Photoshop. Please, my Photoshop is about being open. Please, I like that my screen be displayed. Before my screen displayed, let me just I know I just finished some works here, so NDA will not come after me. When I mean NDA, I mean non-disclosure agreement. Yes, so foreign reserve. The name just popped in my head, foreign reserve. Possibly we could even name this the name of an application. The name of the text is Clash. The name of this font is Clash Grotesque. Clash Grotesque. Clash Grotesque. That's the name of the font. Clash Grotesque. Clash Grotesque. So, yes, please remember to like and subscribe. Please remember to like and subscribe. As you are with us, remember to like and subscribe. Let's not do all of these things in vain. Oh, someone is seeing a K. Yes. Ose. Let me just say Ose. I don't Ose or Moria. I don't Ose Tia Moria says she's seeing a K. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Let's say foreign reserve. Let's just give it a funny name, foreign reserve. Or financially responsible. Or finance. Oh, sorry. Clash what? Clash Grotesque. Yes, that's correct. Damn it, Clash Grotesque. That's correct. So yes, now that that is done, let me open my. Okay, yes, I think I can continue now. I'm moving with a 1080 by 1082 here. With 1080 by 1080. Let's see what it does. Yes. Okay, yes, I think you can display the screen now. Thank you. So for a 1080 by 1080, that's the same thing I did. I'm just going to take this out, copy it, and come here, paste it as smart object because I want it editable. The editing capability should still be intact, and I'll just drop this here. I just knew my hand was dragging on that. You know, my hand was dragging on that stuff, and I could feel it. What I'm designing, okay, Toby will explain better. Finance Resolve. Oh, I like that name, Ido Samuel. I like that. Ido Samuel, thank you. In fact, I'm changing the name. Ido Samuel, you call it what? Finance Resolve. All your financial problem will resolve it. I love that. So, what is going on, please? Finance Resolve. I love that. Finance Resolve. That's some quality thinking there. See, it's even the stuff is even aligned here. I love that. Thank you so much. We don't take it for granted. We don't take it for granted. So let me come back here. Take this out. Take this in. Say yes. Let me shrink this down a bit. We're good to go. Finance Resolve. Thank you, Samuel, for that. That was quite very thoughtful. Yes, so now that we have done this, another thing, this is not a brand class. This is not a branding class, but I want to establish something. That's why I'm doing this. So I don't want you to get too carried away with what is going on, but I want you to focus on what is being done. So if I come here and I pick this part, I copy it, I bring it here, I paste it, smart object, yes. We could reduce this to possibly 50% fill, or let me say 30. Nothing is absolute yet. My design is still work in progress, meaning that I might come back and change this. In fact, I might change this just now, Seth. Okay, so this is good. Bring this down a bit. So let's move on, please. We are your financial partner now in your pocket. Your financial partner in your pocket. Your financial partner in your pocket. Okay. Flash. Okay, now that I've done this, I think I like this. I don't like it in all, okay, in all caps. Doesn't come out well. Let me do this sentence casing. Your financial partner in your pocket. So I like this. So this is good, but if you remember vividly, one of the things we mentioned is if your text size increases, someone should complete it for me. What happens to your leading? It does what? If your text size increases, what happens to your leading? Can someone quickly help me with the comment section? If your text size increases, what happens to Ose Benson? Thank you so much. A round of applause for that girl or guy. Reduces. Thank you, Anthony. That is very correct. Chukudi, thank you. It reduces. So one of the reasons why I came to that reduce. Oh, thank you so much for everyone commenting. Thank you, Dami. Thank you, Adeyemo. Well, the reason why I mentioned that is I had an intention of increasing this text size. So if I say, let me say 120. Okay, this is too tight. This is too tight. This is too tight. Now this is too tight. I will reduce this. I will increase this rather so it can breathe. But generally, it's meant to reduce. This is too tight as I'm increasing it. It's too tight as I'm increasing it. So if I reduce this to say 16, you see it cannot be left alone the way it is. This is too much. So if your text size is reducing, this is meant to increase too, but not like that. It's meant to. So let me say this is auto, and then I make this really big. Let's say 72. Because it's in auto, it's automatically adjusting. So I just wanted to quickly recap that. So let's stick to 90, and possibly reduce this a bit so it looks a bit more compact. Yeah. So this is it. Now let me just quickly do this. So learn to become financially prudent. All in one place. So learn all you need to become financial. Okay, this is too much. Let's just make it auto. To become financially prudent all in one place. So look at this. Let me align this. And this. Let me do this now. I think I'll be needing an icon. Possibly a learning icon. I think I'll need an icon. So let me quickly get an icon. Thank you for that, prudent. Thank you. So there's nothing wrong with this design we have done thus far, but I just want to quickly get an icon. Let me just quickly get an icon we'll use for this place. We need money, I guess. Yes. So remix, no, Google Fonts. Let me go to Google Fonts and get. I think I'll prefer Google's icon here. SVG. Yes, SVG. Have we talked about file types? We have not talked about file types, have we? We haven't. Okay, that's fine. Um, okay, yes. So please, I think you can bring this back. Do I want to show this or I want to show book? Let me see. Let me see if I can just say learn. Learn. Okay, so I think I like local library. Let me take this. I like this too. Let me take this. Okay, so let me just come back here. Okay, download. Oh, there's a question. Oh, thank you, Priska. I'm very grateful. That's very thoughtful. Thank you. These are the reasons why I'm convinced I'm not going to be a lecturer. Because half the class I'll use drinking water. Half the class will be spent on drinking water. Let me take the account balance back. So yes. So this is good. Yes. Let's take this together. Let's group it. This doesn't even have to be on top. This can come underneath. Let me see. It can go different ways anyway. I don't want to start becoming indecisive on a live class before they start to call my name. Okay, yes. We have spent a lot of time. Someone just told me that time is fast. Okay, let's come back on top. Let's come back on top. So let's do that. Let's. The icons I got from Google Fonts. Google Fonts, just fonts.google.com. You get your icons there. I'm gonna group it, and so what we're asking you is to come and learn from. I'm trying to ensure that the lines align, like the touch. Yes, this is good. Okay, so yeah. Oh, thank you. I'll bring it close. The original design I have in my head would take more time. Let me just convert this to artboard so it becomes easy. Okay, so I can take this together with this, group it together again, bring it up, and then I can literally do this. I'm doing this because let me see. Are we going to end up needing this? Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to get the proper arrangement. I'm sorry, please. Sorry, I'm taking too much time. I think this is good. Now, as much as this is good, this is this should be Campton. So what I'm also in a way talking about um, font pairing. I know we have not mentioned font pairing before in this class. Well, I'm sure that when the classes really start fully, like when these things start fully, you see all of these things clearly. This is good. So let me see. This is 24 times 1.5. 24 times 1.5. This is good. Just a bit more back. Yeah, this is good. This could, if we don't want to show this like this, another thing we could do, I might think of a better use case for this actually. Okay, let me just leave it. So there should be a CTA here. On your poster, what are you asking them to do? Possibly scan the barcode to download, or download now, or something. Available on Play Store and Google Play. So let me quickly do something. Let me just say barcode. Everything we are doing here is a dummy. Let me take this. This is more detailed. My time is actually fast spent, and I actually wanted to make a case in point. Sorry, I just closed this because it's not coming out the way I expected it. So we say scan the barcode to download. Scan the QR code, not barcode, sorry. QR code. QR code is quick response code. Scan the quick response code to download. Or go to, let me not do that here. Toby will be doing all the, or scan the, so you could literally do this, place it on top, but because of the kind of person that I am, I most likely will place it by the side. I really am a fan of balance. Things should appear as balanced as possible. So this space and this have to go up a bit, so everything looks visually balanced. So yeah, you could put it on top, you could put it on the side. It's your thing. Whatever works for you. They are all balanced that way. Now, another thing we could do is, if you notice, this is sitting close to this. Like, this is observing the laws of that invisible bleed that we have in our design. Another thing we can do, if you don't want to put this, could be pure black too if you want it to be. I just reduce the opacity. You could make this 100% if you want it to be too. You could do this. But another thing we could do, you can invert the colors if you want. Another thing we can do, which is what actually I'm intending to do, they are telling me my time is fast spent, is now observe. This is good. Anything smaller than this, you're actually not being empathetic with your users. They will not be able to read it. So if I'm literally meant to work on this further, I'll just increase the size. Literally increase the size. So these are things you would not notice. These literally things count. Like, they go a long way. If you check this and then check this, which one is easier on your eye? Without breaking design rules, without breaking the rules of design, not making it look like a goosey place, without generally breaking the rules of design, you'd agree that one is easier on the eye than the other. One literally is easier. I don't want offhand actually. So I'm trying to see how I can do without offhand. Can I? Let me see. I'm literally trying to do it with offhand. Orphans is just one word hanging somewhere. I don't just want one word hanging carelessly from somewhere. The second one, thank you for that. So the second one becomes easier on the eye. When you do something like this, you are being empathetic with your user because you are becoming considerate of them. That will people be able to read this easily? This is good for contrast because it shows one font is the header, the other one is the rider or the body copy. But this is easier for poster design. People should be able to see clearly without having to zoom in what you have said or what you are saying. Okay, I might just leave this like because I'm trying to avoid offense. So this also is good. Scan the QR code. You can further increase the size. In fact, you can do it so that it fills up the height so people can read things easily. Now, if your design is going in this direction, one of the things I would strongly advise is so everything does not start to seem as though everything is important. Be careful so everything does not seem as though they are all fighting for attention simultaneously. So there's a bit of balance too. Everything cannot be big as though they are fighting for attention. So from here, I could just take this a notch higher. Let's say 36. This is fine. Let me just increase this a bit. Sorry. 40 is perfect. 40. Now that I've done this, take this a bit to the top. Ensure it sits with your QR code. Yes, this is good. Now, this is what I'll do. Of course, if I'm done designing this, I'll just make this overflow. Now that it overflows, I could drop this here if I so wish, or drop this here just a bit so people can see what it looks like. Another thing you can do is, for this your scan the QR code, some of my friends do it, they just tone down the color. It's not that prominent. They just tone down the color a bit while the size is maintained. So toning down the color a bit makes it look less prominent. This is what you're looking at. This is what you're looking at. Toning down the color a bit makes it look less prominent. It's almost looking like this. But the difference between this and this is that this is what? This is bigger on the eye. This is literally bigger. This is easy. This is legible. This is, you can clearly read this from a distance. Like you would have to zoom in to see this on a distance. I'm just letting you know that information sometimes that seems inconsequential are really important for people. Sometimes you want to put people's phone number for you to contact them and stuff. Of course, I'm not doing that kind of design now. I'm just saying that to do those kind of designs, it is important that things are made as clear as possible. This is how you empathize with people. You make information easy for them to consume. This is just one out of so many instances I can account for. But let me keep going. I really want to slot in a smiling fellow here. I really want to I want to mask somebody inside here. How many more minutes do I have, please? 10 minutes. Okay. I'm sorry. At this juncture, I'd like to just slow down and say thank you for coming to today's class. I'm greatly indebted. I don't take it for granted. And I really want to, yes, it can be done on Figma. The design is so simple, so basic. You can literally start and end this on Figma. Most poster designs these days for organizations are done in Figma, by the way. So this is quite simple and straightforward. You can do it on Figma if you want to. I actually was hoping to embed people's images inside here and then bring the design, make the design lively because everything here is black and white. So I'd look for colorful workers, possibly on FreePic. I was thinking I'll go to FreePic and let me see FreePic. My original intention was to come to FreePic, look for good images, and then embed it. Happy man, I guess. Yeah, I will have looked for something. We have abused these people's images. I'm sorry, but we are still going to abuse this further. I owe nobody an apology. I know, like we have really abused these images, but yeah, yes, we are going to further use it. But so here's what will happen. I would drop this on the Discord channel. I'll drop the final design on the Discord channel. I would advise that you replicate it. I'll draw the final design. The final design is going to be dropped on the Discord channel. Yeah, it's not going to be entirely different from what you have seen. It's not going to be entirely different from this, from what you're seeing here. But yes, you just help me replicate this easily, and then maybe one of the things we can start our work with on a Discord channel, on your free chat page, just free chat zone, you can just replicate this on any interface of your choice. It could be Figma, it could be, now this is wrong, so let me take this out. This is better. So in this part, you're a very good designer. In this part, what makes you better than this person is that you are empathizing with your user by making things legible. Some of you make things so small. Hey God. When I see some designs, some texts are so small, I wonder if you are actually considering that people are going to read it. Fun fact, I remember a design I did. I've told this story. A lot of persons, now this is bad, let me just take it away. A lot of persons have, it doesn't have to be PS. It was written to hear what? Toluwani, Oluwamuyiwa was written to hear what? Yeah, so this, because this is not, so you can't ask for call to action here, because this is not, this design is encouraging them to do something, which is, oh yeah, we can actually put it here. We could actually put download now. Download now could be here, but oh, there will be too many blacks here. So I'll just say download now. Come again. Okay, so there's a download now that could be here if, but I'm still coming back. There's a lot of things we want to get out of the way. Things as small as this. We want to get it out of the way. So yes, even a call to action, you can force a call to action here. It's permissible. It's allowed. You can force a call to action here. I think I like Clash Grotesque here. You can actually force a call to action here. So you could drop it here towards the edge, or you could make it look like a button if you so wish. Let me just duplicate this. Making it look like a button is doing this. That's too strong. Let me make it 2. My time is up. Someone is giving me a sign here. My time really is up. I can feel it. So let me take it together with this and just align it properly. Okay, so this is good. So you could literally make it. You could literally make it look like this if you so wish. But this is looking clumsy to me, so I might just stick to something like this. Download now, while my download button comes down. So yes, you can literally do, there's a lot of cross-pollination of knowledge and idea you can do. You can use any of the two you prefer, but I prefer the one on the left. It looks neater in my estimation. The one on the right looks choked, except if there's more space between here and here. Because of the space here, this looks neat. This looks choked because of, except you want to reduce this and all. Casting a shadow under the white button works. That works too. Yes, but I'm usually, yeah, we could cast a shadow underneath it. Yes, so if you'd like a shadow, yes, we can cast a shadow, but it's still going to, the thing I'm avoiding still ends up happening, which is that we'll still end up having that, let me do this. 2 more minutes, sir. 2 more minutes. They will complete this on their. So the another thing we could do here is on that white, if you really want to still use this, let me come and make it white, ensure it's white, white. So yes, another thing you can do, blending option. I want you to see this clearly as I'm applying it, sorry. Sorry, I don't know why my, okay, so download, drop shadow. So for this drop shadow, I'll come here and make it anyhow you like it. Anyhow you like it, as much as you want. The spread is too much. Make it very soft, very soft. Don't do like go-go shadow, please. Make it soft shadows, please. Opacity, you can increase the opacity if you so wish, or reduce it. If you're like me, I'll reduce it. So this is good. In my own estimation, spread, distance can go up a bit. Angle can go up a bit. Yes, this is good. So yeah, you can do this if you so desire. It works too. It works. But my but is that this place in my own estimation still feels choked, except you want to take this up a bit, and then take this up a bit. But even at that, except you are doing this, except you are literally doing this, I'll still go with this anyway. I'll still go with this. Um, I'll still go with this. Yeah, you can have any of the other variations, but I'll go with this. Sorry. Anyhow you like, you design it. I don't like a goosey. Yeah, so yes. This is what I'll do. And I would literally plug in an image here. We just did the logo today, just now. The logo came top of mind, and someone said finance reserve is a better name than financial reserve that was foreign reserve that was just playing in my head. This is better now. This is good because you are empathizing with your user because they can see this clearly. The background is clear, and people can absorb the information easily. In the subsequent classes, I'm going to go a bit deeper than this to show how it is really applied or applicable. And what I'm going to be dropping on the Discord channel is going to have an image here. I'm just saying brace up. It's going to have an image masked here that you'll have to replicate. So yes, I want to say a very big thank you for coming. I'll see you in the next class. It may not be me anyway, but I'll see you in the next class. Yes, before you go, please remember to like and subscribe. Like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe. Would appreciate that a lot. If you can get to, would appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much. So I'll see you in the next class. Discord channel, you are getting it this night. You are getting this as an assignment this night. Just replicate it and send it, but at some point you are going to upload it on your dashboard. So we'll see what you did. But this is still not full. This is still basic introduction class. Full disclosure, you have not started design at all. Like, you have literally not started design, yes. Like, full disclosure, this is still just basic approach to design. Like, I'm just saying that so nobody will make that mistake of saying, oh, I think we have started design. What we are doing is still just fundamentals. Up until now, it's still fundamentals. We are hoping that design starts fully in the coming week, like fully in the coming week, because by that time we'll break into your quartz. Into your quartz, you start dealing with design tool, you start dealing with, not design fundamentals again. Please, put your hand on your mouse, wherever you are, do after I do what I'm doing. At the end of the day, upload it in your dashboard, let me see what you do. So design starts properly, then. All of this I'm doing now is say one-way communication. It's still basic. So I want to say a very big thank you. Thank you for hanging on till now. Your dashboard issues are going to be rectified. Everything we have said is pending is going to be rectified. We are putting ourselves in your shoes. We are also empathizing with you. So I want to say a very big thank you. And yeah, by extension, I want to say thank you to all my members, my friends, my brothers who have made this possible. Up until now, people who day and night sit with this dashboard and the setting up and all. Samuel, Ife, Precious, a big thank you to every one of you. So yes, I'm doing this in the public, not towards the end of the class. So I don't forget. I'll keep appreciating you at every step of the way so that you will keep dragging me that it's 30 minutes before class. Thank you so much. Yes, you can use Figma, you can use Illustrator, you can use Canva. But to use Canva, you'll have to design this on Figma or Illustrator, like your logo, the Finance Resolve logo. You will have to design it too from scratch. You have the stuff as a reference. You have the video as a reference. So I'll see you in the next class. Thank you so much.